From this video, you will get tips to prepare for NVIDIA Certified Professional AI Operations, NCP-AIO. What is NVIDIA Certified Professional AI Operations, NCP-AIO? Who should pursue the NCP-AIO certification? Exam information. Key exam topics. Study tips. 1. Consider a scenario where you have the following deployment manifest for Fleet Command. What is the primary function of Resources section within the manifest? A. Specifies dependencies on external libraries or frameworks. B. Defines the computational resources, e.g., CPU, GPU, memory, required by the deployment. C. Configures networking settings for the deployment. D. Specifies the location of the AI model to be deployed. E. Determines which devices receive the deployment based on label match. Answer: B. 2. You are using Fleet Command to manage a fleet of edge devices. You need to collect logs from all devices for debugging purposes. Which of the following approaches is the most efficient and scalable? A. Manually SSH into each device and copy the logs. B. Configure a centralized logging system, e.g., ELK stack or similar, and configure the edge devices to forward their logs to the central system. C. Use Fleet Command's built-in log collection features, if available, to gather logs from the devices. D. Disable logging on the edge devices to save disk space. E. Email the logs from each device. Answer: B, C. 3. You are deploying an AI application using Fleet Command. You want to ensure that the application automatically restarts if it crashes on an edge device. How can you achieve this? A. Manually monitor the application and restart it if it crashes. B. Configure a systemd service or similar process manager on the edge device to automatically restart the application. C. Use Fleet Command's built-in health check and auto restart features, if available and configured. D. Disable the application's crash reporting to prevent crashes. E. Increase the memory allocated to the application to prevent crashes. Answer: C. 4. You need to configure network settings for your Fleet Command deployment. You want to ensure that edge devices can only communicate with the Fleet Command server over a specific port and protocol for security reasons. Which of the following configurations is the most appropriate? A. Open all ports on the edge devices and the Fleet Command server to allow unrestricted communication. B. Configure a firewall on the edge devices and the Fleet Command server to allow communication only on the designated port and protocol, e.g., HTTPS on port 443. C. Disable all network access on the edge devices except for SSH. D. Rely on the default network settings provided by the operating system. E. Configure a VPN for all communication, even local communication. Answer: B. 5. Which of the following are benefits of using NVIDIA Fleet Command? Select all that apply. A. Simplified AI model deployment and management at the edge. B. Centralized monitoring and management of edge devices. C. Automated over-the-air (OTA) updates for AI models and system software. D. Enhanced security and access control for AI deployments. E. Automatic GPU driver updates for non-NVIDIA GPUs. Answer: A, B, C, D. 6. You are using Fleet Command to manage AI model deployments to a diverse fleet of edge devices with varying hardware capabilities. Some devices are equipped with GPUs, while others rely on CPUs for inference. How can you ensure that the correct version of the AI model is deployed to each device type? A. Create separate Fleet Command organizations for each device type. B. Use Fleet Command's device targeting feature with appropriate labels to define deployment rules based on hardware capabilities. C. Manually select the appropriate model version for each device during deployment. D. Deploy the same model version to all devices and rely on the devices to automatically adapt to their hardware. E. Develop a custom script to determine device capabilities and deploy models accordingly. Answer: B. 7. You are managing a fleet of edge devices using NVIDIA Fleet Command. After deploying a new AI model, you observe that the model is consuming excessive resources on several devices, leading to performance degradation. What steps can you take within Fleet Command to address this issue? A. Roll back the deployment to the previous model version. B. Remotely reboot the affected edge devices. C. Use Fleet Command's monitoring tools to identify the specific resources being overutilized and then reconfigure the model deployment with resource limits. D. Increase the overall resource allocation for the entire fleet. E. Redeploy the same model to see if the issue resolves itself. Answer: C. 8. A fleet of edge devices running AI inference applications experiences intermittent network connectivity. You need to configure Fleet Command to handle these disruptions gracefully. Which of the following actions should you take to ensure application resilience? A. Configure Fleet Command to immediately roll back deployments when network connectivity is lost. B. Implement a local caching mechanism on the edge devices to store inference results during network outages and synchronize them when connectivity is restored. C. Disable all updates to the edge devices during periods of network instability. D. Increase the timeout values for all Fleet Command operations. E. Instruct users to manually restart applications on the edge devices after network outages. Answer: B. 9. You're tasked with implementing a secure and auditable deployment pipeline for AI models using Fleet Command. Which of the following methods best ensures that all model deployments are tracked and authorized? A. Manually documenting each deployment in a spreadsheet. B. Leveraging Fleet Command's built-in deployment history and user access controls. C. creating a custom script to log deployments to a local text file on the Fleet command server. D. Relying on email notifications to track deployments. E. Using a third-party CD tool integrated with Fleet command. Answer: B. 10. A data science team is using Fleet command to deploy AI models to edge devices in a smart city project. They've noticed that some devices are consistently failing to update due to insufficient disk space. Which of the following is the most effective strategy to mitigate this issue? A. Increase the disk space on all edge devices remotely via Fleet command. B. Optimize the deployed models to reduce their size, and update the affected devices only. C. Ignore the failing devices and focus on the ones that are updating successfully. D. Roll back the updates to the previous version for all devices. E. Implement a process to automatically clean up unused files and data on the edge devices before each update. Answer: E. Subscribe and like past question.